What is going on, everybody? We're here. We're live. We're back. It's the A team back at it again on a Thursday. On a Thursday, it's Ryan and Drunk 3PO.
Ryan was playing Mario Kart last night, left a little early, maybe one race too early. As soon as you left, someone gave us a challenge that if any member of the G&G team beats Jeremy, we all got $10. And let's just say I'm $20 richer after last night.
Well, of course that would happen. Of course that would happen right after I fucking leave. No doubts. Of course. Thanks whoever did that. Thanks for waiting until I fucking left the stream. I spent my 2 miserable hours on that dog shit. 2 miserable hours playing this game, and Beardo couldn't keep the stream going. The stream kept fucking crashing. Half the time we were just sitting there waiting for somebody else to restart a stream and refix this lobby, and you joined this. It was a nightmare. That stream was a damn nightmare, Jay. And of course, right after I leave, I get some fucking incentive to stay. But you know what? I don't regret my decision. I kind of had to leave. I had some stuff going on, and I had to leave at 11. Couldn't be bothered to stay around any longer than that. Some things are more important than streaming, you know, Jay.
To tell you the truth, I probably would have paid $20 to leave early if I had the opportunity. If you want to know the truth. Every time I was in charge, or excuse me, not in charge, every time I was like in first place, the stream would die.
That was funny.
So I just was like, well, that's the story of my life.
Let's
always
put a
little,
little,
but no one there to see it.
Let's put a little caveat there. Oftentimes what would happen was the stream would fucking die, and then Beardo and Jeremy would both stop playing, you know, and like frantically be trying to fix their shit, and Jeremy would be trying to get this going. So like they were dropped out, and like, so you were in the lead, but not everyone was playing. So I don't want you to feel too good about yourself.
I did come in a strong fourth when everybody was there, when money was put on the line. It was a little different story.
That's good. Brought out the best in you, huh?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. I won one race, which thank
That's
God.
All you really need.
I needed it, dude. Because the first couple, it was just so, you understand how that game is. I just got fucked, just bent over and fucked right in the ass by that stupid childish baby game, and it pissed me off so bad.
Understand.
Smashing my controller, and this is not the desk to smash. My desk honestly is barely hanging on by a thread. I'm surprised this thing is still standing. And when I smash my controller like that, it is I'm playing with fire.
You do have the unique smash though. It's like you grab the controller and you hit it on like the handle area right there.
Oh,
You're not like I've seen the different types. You're not like a face down, like just smash it in like that. Like,
or no, I am like,
you're like more of a hammer, like a bah, 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 bah.
I am 100%. What is the fuck is this?
Yeah.
There's like a huge mark on the end of it now. But yeah, I do right there. Fucking like I'm hammering a nail. Do you remember the early days of Mario Kart when it was just me on stream?
Yeah.
Or just me showing my face, and I hated it so much.
Yeah.
I'm so glad
we're just little icons.
I'm so glad we're out of there. But I'm so glad that's in the past, Jay. The future looks bright because I'm not fucking doing that shit anymore. How about that?
It looks a little different, doesn't it?
It does. Now it's Beardo that is just constantly fucking berated in those things. He looked like a beaten dog, like an abused dog. You know, that's how he looked like on stream last night.
He would have been treated better working for Hassan.
Yeah. Well, and that's what Jeremy said he's going to put a shock collar on him. And I said, unironically, there would be far less outrage. Like, it wouldn't even be close. It wouldn't even really be a story if Jeremy actually literally put Beardo in a shock collar and was shocking him on stream for his mistakes. There would be far less outrage about that than Hassan and his dog. Understandably so. You know, dogs are better than people, Jay. I don't know. I'm sure you know this, because anyone who's a normal human being that has ever interacted with another person and has interacted with a dog, you understand this. Dogs are better than people. They just are. There's be no doubt about it. I would save a dog. I would save a random dog that I saw on the street before I'd save a random person I saw on the street.
I wouldn't even save a cat, period. I don't like cats.
Cats can be chill.
Not my thing.
Wait, here's the thing. I've almost never met a dog
Dogs.
who's awesome. Right? You got like above a 90% success rate when it comes to dogs. Very few of them. And the ones that are shitty, it's their owner's fault. Cats, about 50-50. Cats are about 50-50. There's some really cool cats out there. There's also some cats that are just bitches and assholes and jerks.
Yeah.
Right? People, I don't even know if it's 1 out of 10 people that I can tolerate or like. So playing the odds there, I'm saving the dog every time.
There's a reason why out of everyone they decided to pick me to sit next to you on daily. Because they thought maybe I was the one that Ryan can tolerate. Not like, it's tolerate. It's a big difference.
That's right. I'm glad you understood the phrasing.
It's a big
Glad you
there.
picked up on that, Jay. But yes, it is a new day, a Thursday, Geeks and Gamers Daily. More Disney, Star Wars, debauchery. More James Gunn. We don't know. I don't know. James Gunn finally kind of publicly said, I don't really know what the future holds for his shit. So we'll go over that. But let's catch up on Super Chats. My hair is weird. What's going on here? I need to get a haircut, honestly. Alex McCarthy for $2 defeated the UTI. Look at that. Cripples rise up, Alex. Meta PC, RK Outpost, or Drunk 3PO.
Cripples rise. Woo!
Cripples rise up. Concho Shark Dragon, or no, Coco. I don't know how to say that. Coco Shark Dragon for 5. Let's say Cocho. Hope you guys doing well. Been out of the loop lately. I've been out of the loop lately too. Honestly, the past, Jay, I don't know about you. The past week has just kind of been a blur. Like the past 5 days have just been kind of a blur for me. I'm trying to pay attention to stuff, but yeah. But I heard what happened to Wallen. Hope he comes back to Twitter. These people are just, Can
I speak on that real quick?
Sure. I mean, I think you know more about.
So what he's talking about is the Twitter handler that went by the name of Wallen Ballin. He, I've met this person in real life, me and Krista, multiple times up at Universal Studios and at Epic Universe. He just was a faceless account that really loved Epic Universe and always was just quote tweeting Disney news and Universal news, just saying, oh, it's the Epic effect. Oh, Epic Universe. And they got better food than Disney. Never went on to anybody's post. Never went on anything like that. He did tweet a couple Bible verses. When he talked a little pop culture, he actually retweeted, I think, something that you put out. He also retweeted Gary. He loved park hopping. Had a thing with Geeks and Game, but that wasn't like over pushy. It was mostly about Universal Studios. Well, last week it appears that some crazy person was going to dox his real name and address, and he deleted his Twitter account, and the theme park Twitter space went crazy. They went happy and they went sad. Now, this guy he was only on Twitter for a year and he had already accumulated almost 8,000 followers. But this is kind of the stuff that was happening after he was like, these are the kind of people that celebrated that he left, that because they couldn't mute him, right? These retarded people couldn't mute the guy. So they had to go off and like explain like why he created a not safe space because he probably was MAGA, right? Like this is one of the theme park people that we got to deal with. How do I get it through your head that any community that welcomes Trump supporters and is inherently not a safe space for the people supporters actively threaten ? This person was very upset that Wallen Ballin was forced off theme park Twitter. So he gets quote tweeted, and he goes on just to talk about, the problem. He's like, oh, if you have 0 problems and you're privileged enough, to have an account. He was mad at Wallen Ballin for upset with Disney for getting rid of Splash Mountain. This person was like, wait, not safe? I missed the episode of the No Kings protest where everyone got mowed down for exercising their right to protest. He goes, well, I mean, Trump posted an AI video of him literally dumping feces on protesters. I'm not safe with those people at the theme park, right? That's just one. This shows the kind of crazy behavior that these people, I mean, we see them. They're in every fandom. It is what it is. This is our man Ivan from Park Hoppin'. These are just tons of theme park people. They were calling him Wallin Ballin was this phobe and that phobe and racist and this and that. And he, hit his remarks on a false president, freak Jay to fit in. You know what I meant. This person says, wishing for the absolute possible worst for him in real life. This is what I want. Wallin MAGA Ballin deleted his account. What a win for this community. Let's do another MAGA Thusis next. Like, this is like the theme park. So in short, I just happened to have this ready because I saw the super chat early that these are the, and it goes on and on. Like, it's just a constant thing that they're so happy. I think Ivan had like a bunch of these people. Of course, he has like all this water. Yeah, here's another one where it talks about him just tweeting about Universal was a threat to the community of theme parks. I'm saying that in short, that he used his power to hold fear to people. Like, what in the world are these people
fucking
talking
nameless,
about?
anonymous Twitter account that just tweets out. This is so stupid, okay? These fucking loser trans freaks or whoever they fucking are, all these LGBTQ allies, all these fucking retarded piles of shit that think that anyone who disagrees with them can't exist in a certain space. Go fuck yourself. You people ruin everything.
Yeah.
You degenerate loser freaks ruin everything. Any space you get into that you decide you need to cleanse because only your opinion is the valid one. And guess what? Your opinion is in the vast minority. And it's shrinking because all of you eventually fucking off yourselves because you're so miserable in your own skin. I fucking hate these people so much, man. And I don't mean like hateful, like bigotry, whatever. What I mean is their actions and the way that they try to get everybody fucking canceled and shit like that. I fucking despise it. It pisses me off because this is what you're left with. You know what? When Jay and I go to a theme park, when he drags me out of my house kicking and screaming to go to a theme park, right? I go there. And you know what? There's probably a lot of people that are there that I don't agree with politically. There might be a person that I can tell is just super gay, flamboyant, whatever. There might be a dude who's actually a chick holding hands with another gay guy or whatever. And you know what? It's just what it is. Okay? You encounter people in the world, you disagree with their lifestyle, you disagree with whatever. You're not like, what fucking, that person is not a threat to me when I'm there. I'm not a threat to them. You're just going about your fucking day. And the fact that these people cannot handle existing in the same space where everybody doesn't have the same exact opinion as them. That is why you fucking ruin everything. That is why, whether we're talking about the comic book industry, whether we're talking about movies, television, entertainment spaces, theme parks, whatever, tabletop gaming, video games, everything these people like get into and try to control, those things die. Because you want to cancel everybody. You're sitting here with J.K. Rowling's your biggest enemy, right? And J.K. Rowling holds like 99% of your fucking beliefs. But because she doesn't submit to this insane reality, this fake fantasy land that you have put yourselves into, because she says that, you know what, biology is kind of a real thing, you want her dead. You people are the danger. You people are the violent ones. You are the people who are a threat to anyone you disagree with. I don't even know anything about this Wallin Ballin guy. Obviously, I'm just fucking spouting at this point about all this shit. But it's just because we've seen this thing play out over and over and over again, time after time. These people are the radicals. They are the ones that we should think about keeping out of these spaces, because any space they get into, this is what happens.
Can I show you a picture of the guy that wants all Trump supporters gone from theme parks? This is what he looks like. He posted that just recently, going to Halloween Horror Nights.
My God.
He
It's
wears the
the
headset because it gets too loud in the houses.
bro, it's the what is it from Cobra Kai? It's Jesus Christ. Like it's that scene right there.
Hey man, I agree. Listen, when I did drag Ryan out one time to the theme park, we had a nice conversation with deaf lesbians, which I'm
Yeah.
sure they leaned on a different side of the political mind. Who knows? Maybe not. They were deaf, they were lesbians, and we had a great time. Ryan knew his 2 sign language words. I think one of them was like this, and and they knew exactly what
I know this one, yeah.
and the middle finger. And we had a great conversation.
It's look, I maybe more than more than most people, I have an insane dislike for a lot of people out there, right? That's obvious. I don't have a lot of patience. I don't have a lot of whatever. But at the same time, I consider it part of normal everyday reality that wherever I'm at, whether I go to a restaurant, whether I'm back when I was, either in the Navy or working in an office, like whatever, all these different things. When you exist in the world here in America, chances are about half of the people that are in this space, that are in this room, that are in this theme park line or whatever, disagree with you politically, right? Probably around half, a little more, a little less some years, but around half of those people probably voted for somebody else. That's the way it is. Like that's how it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. You fucking coexist. I don't mean coexist like these gay ass bumper stickers. I mean, you just get along. It's not that big of a deal. It's not a big deal if I go to Universal and I'm waiting in line for a ride and the people in front of me and the people behind me voted for Biden or Harris or whatever. I don't get it. And I don't know, man.
No, you're right. It's that they've infested everything and they just try to.
Jay, I was in a pretty good mood before this stream,
No, man, you let it out because it's true.
You brought me down. And there's Roman Skywalker. I roasted that cocksucking loser queer ass bitch fucking the other day, and he still comes back for more. He's got a humiliation fetish. This dude right here, Roman Skywalker, who watches every single one of these streams, even though he hates us. This dude has a humiliation kink. That's who he is. This is the dude who sits there and wants to get his fucking balls twisted while he gets pegged up the fucking ass and told what a loser pile of shit he is. That's Roman Skywalker. So thanks for joining us. We will be tolerant of you in our space, Roman Skywalker, you little fucking bitch. I don't even want to talk about the topics today, Jay. I'm just ranting now.
It's what I'm here for. It's what I'm here for. It's weird that somebody wants to masturbate to you while you scream at them. That's kind of wild.
It's not the craziest thing in the world. So, it's hard to believe, Jay. Some people do. Some people do just watch these streams and they look at us in these little boxes on their iPads or whatever, and they're like, you know what? I'll flick my bean to that. It happens.
Yeah. Pretty wild.
So.
Pretty wild.
But anyway.
It's a good start to the stream.
It is.
Right. I think so.
Cole Hauser for 5. Surprised Ryan isn't doing an emergency sports wars on NBA arrests. Ryan, like typical black people in law enforcement. LMAO. I do need to cover that. There's a bunch of gambling arrests and rigging games allegations against Terry Rozier and Malik Beasley, and Chauncey Billups got arrested for an illegal poker scheme with some mafia bosses and shit. It's wild. And obviously I had to do this stream, but I have to cover that. That's huge. It's tough to find the time in the day to cover all these stories anymore. Jay?
Yes.
Insomniac for 2. How much have you play the intro again?
What would you put that?
$200 or something. I don't fucking
$200. You get the intro again. Look at that.
He probably just he wants to go to sleep. So insomniac. Lloyd Scorpio for 5. First, I want to start off by saying, as a Colorado native, I don't associate with Chauncey Billups. Thanks for letting us know, Blue-Eyed Scorpio. Thomas Larson for 5. Let's go. My favorite based white boys. Happy Thursday, everyone. Thanks. Zero with a thought-provoking question. If you see a crime at an Apple store, does that make you an eyewitness?
Where do you get these? Where do you get these?
Tobias Nexus for $20 had a great second match of Hunt last night. Last team standing, 9 total kills, extracted both bounty targets. And if I can find a way to cut it down, I'll send it to Jay Ryan. Thanks to the 14 people who showed up. There you go. Congratulations, Tobias. I'm glad you had a successful stream, buddy. We'll save you from your free ways at some point. 0 for 5. Speaking of cripples, would y'all agree an appropriate name for someone with no shins would be Tony?
Yes.
Snacks for $2. Are you retarded? Thank you. Southeastern Kaiju. Yep. A-Team J is back. Also, hi, Ryan. Jacob Twig for $5. I hope the purchase for Warner Brothers goes to Paramount. What about you guys? I think it's almost inevitable it goes to Paramount.
Paramount, like, they just rejected another Paramount buy this morning, so it would be. I hope not.
You're
Netflix.
Waiting for an offer they can't refuse. Jay.
Yeah, I would like it to go to Comcast. That's just me being selfish. Having it go to Apple has so much money they don't even know what to do with. They probably, who knows what they would do with all that. But I really think that no matter where it goes, I think James Gunn is done. I just think he is. I think he got and I could be wrong. If Superman was, and I know we're not on that topic yet, but if Superman was like the big success, the massive success, and maybe Peacemaker was doing the rounds pretty well, I think that'd be a different story. But Supergirl coming up in the works, I don't think that's going to do that well. I don't see the next company going, we got our own little vision and plan, and unless it's Paramount. I think if Paramount buys it, I think they stay. I think if it goes to Apple or Comcast, I think he's gone.
Yeah, and that's
because Paramount offered to keep David as a seat, right? Like as a high
co-CEO, yeah.
Right. So
let's get into that a little bit, Jay. Let's get into all this stuff. Let me share the tab. I think this will be the best way to do it because we have to share volume. And now that StreamYard is all fucked up because they can't make my life easier, because they can't possibly make my life easier. They have to make my life worse every step of the way. I pay so much for this stupid fucking dog shit streaming application. But now that I can't share the entire screen without every time you speak, you fucking echoing.
Oh, really? I echo.
Huh?
You said I echo or you echo?
If I share my entire screen now and share the audio, even though it didn't used to do this, if I share my screen, it has started to also like share the echo back reverb from you. It never did that before. Now it does.
Wow.
So I have to do, and because they can't let you share audio on Windows, now I have to do the tab. So I have to go tab to tab to tab, which means I get fucking excited. I get ahead of myself and I fucking miss one and I start speaking when nothing's on the screen. And my entire life is worse. So the world's out to get me, Jay. Maybe something will bring me balance at some point.
I got something. Wait, before you get into
all this bad luck, Jay, will eventually culminate in like the biggest turnaround we've ever seen. Maybe. But Jay, for the past couple of days, we have been seeing about the Warner Brothers sale that is essentially inevitable at this point. It was a rumor a couple weeks ago with a lot of legs. Now it is inevitable. Warner Brothers, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, will get sold. And obviously, Paramount, very much interested in this thing right now. And not only have Warner Brothers rejected multiple offers, another one was apparently rejected either late last night or early this morning. And that was a third bid from Paramount to buy the company. David Zaslav was offered co-CEO, offered 80% of the bid in cash, and they still rejected it. Now, there are apparently a lot of people that are interested in at least parts of it. You've got NBC Universal that's interested. You do have rumors that maybe Netflix or other places, but ultimately, that'll only happen, I think, for those guys if the company gets split up and divvied out, because there's a lot of people that have no interest in some of the things that Warner Brothers is into. Paramount is the one who I think ultimately is committed to getting it done. But Jay, this brings up the point of what's going to happen with the DC universe. And Andy Muschietti, who is just got done blaming fans for the failures of his dog shit movie, The Flash, kind of hinted that a lot of things are up in the air based on the outcome of this sale. Andy and Barbara Muschietti on the status of Brave and the Bold, the Batman movie that's just been dead in the water. When asked if the film was still in development, Barbara Muschietti responded, "The intention is yes, but we can't talk about it." Andy added, "We need to wait a few months before we can start talking about the project. I think I've already said too much." And it all ultimately goes back to James Gunn, Jay. And now for really the first time, we've heard James Gunn essentially intimate that, yes, in fact, his future might be in doubt based on a couple things. And let's listen to this clip right here.
Absolutely. So one thing I've been really curious about is you've referenced things like Peacemaker Season 2 and Lanterns setting up different threads and arcs. How far do these arcs go? Like, do they culminate in Man of Tomorrow, or can we expect them to go further than that?
Yes, they definitely go significantly further than Man of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So now, whether or not that'll be me that's able to fulfill that promise depends on a lot of things in life. But yeah.
Absolutely. So one thing.
What's your takeaway, Jay? What's your takeaway on that?
I think they're nervous that it's that's probably over, depending on where they go. Like I said earlier, I just think it's this. He's gonna like vomit up a bunch of word salad stuff for a while until I guess he gets the clear green light that they'll proceed. So, like I said, if for some crazy reason, like if Apple buys it or Netflix, I think he's just done. I don't see him like doing any more. They'll probably let him finish out his projects that's already like in development, and then that'll be the end of it. That's all.
And look, he's obviously, laughing and joking about it and stuff like that. I think that there's multiple things. One is this impending sale and what happens. What happens if the company gets split up? What happens if it gets sold wholesale? What exactly happens? But there's also just the reality of, if my next movie doesn't hit, right? Superman wasn't a great success everyone was talking about. Peacemaker was a fucking flop. We got Lanterns, we got Supergirl, we got Clayface. If Man of Tomorrow isn't the big hit that indicates there's a lot of interest in the future of this franchise, like if that doesn't go well, then yeah, I'm not going to be able to like put my vision out there. And it's the first time I think we've really heard James Gunn kind of really admit that. Yes. Right? That this is not certain, that this is not a fucking reality, that he's just going to be there as long as he fucking wants, because he has not proved that yet in any way, shape, or form. The excitement surrounding this universe, I think in large part was mostly artificial, and it was pushed and it was hyped. And I think Warner Brothers played a part in that and trying to get influencers to do these things to make it feel like a success and gaslight people into also agreeing with them. And in some ways it worked. But that can only go for so long until we start seeing these hard numbers and you realize that no, just because it was the highest grossing superhero movie in a year, in the worst year for superhero movies in like 2 fucking decades, doesn't mean much. No. Congrats on being the smartest retard this year, James Gunn. But it still didn't make its money back at the box office.
No, and it is interesting. Like I know you mentioned it on Tuesday that it would be like different if like Netflix is like, hey, Paramount, I'll give you this for this, and if I'll take the DC, but I want all this instead, I don't really want the DC, would you like it? So if I bought this whole company, will you trade this IP for that one, or buy this one? Or if Paramount buys and like, I don't want the DC, we'll give it to Apple because they've got a lot of money, or Netflix. You know, it's like it will be interesting to see if it does get chopped up. And there's a couple little like switcheroos going on to see who owns what. But you know, it just like again, I really feel if Paramount's not the survivor of the DCU, then or the owner, it's like I think he's done. James Gunn is done. Unless Supergirl comes out and just rocks everyone's socks, man. I don't know.
Just blows people away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't count on it. I wouldn't count on it.
No, I don't think so at all. Because, like you said, the two things that he has out already, the Superman movie didn't really do well. We've covered that. Peacemakers, the ending has got people like, I don't really care. So he doesn't really have a lot of weight, you know, to say, yeah, this is why we should keep it going. You know, or like this fan base that's just like craving this stuff, especially when you come out every time a new thing is announced saying it's just like Guardians.
Just like Guardians, it really
Just
sets
like
up
Guardians, you know? It's going to be just like Guardians. So I'm putting it on record. If Paramount doesn't get it, it's over.
Pee pee poo poo man for $1.
I love that account.
Thank you. Ministry of Wrong Thing for $1.99. Ryan just caused a second burning of Rome.
They could use a good burning, right?
The world could use a purge. The world could use a good purge. We need another plague. Not a fake one like COVID, a real one. 0 for 2. Would you take a sick pig to the hospital? I don't know. If I was attached to him, I guess. The Operator for 5. I got some vanilla Kai cream tequila. Does that sound good to you guys? I'm gonna get my day going the right way on my day off today. The Operator, damn. You know, that does sound good on some days. Just fucking get drunk in the morning. I guess I don't know where you're at, Operator, but yeah, just get fucking hammered in the morning. Respect it. Respect it. That's what I want to do every Wednesday. You know, just, God, don't have to do daily. Just drink. I did that a couple days ago or a couple weeks ago. I got fucking just hammered. Not hammered, but I got pretty fucking drunk during the day. And then I fell asleep on the couch for like 4 hours. And then I woke up and did my stream Wednesday night. I was tired though. 0. I was kidnapped by a mine once. I think you mean a mime. It was unspeakable. Get it, Jay?
Yeah, you ever see them out in the real world?
Do I ever see a mime out in the real world? No.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
It's not fucking 1880 or whatever. I don't see mimes.
I can do it.
I think if there's a lot of people in the world who I feel like if they took up mimery, it would be the best thing in the world. I'd never have to fucking hear their voice. Prophet JD. I'd watch Ryan and Jay reacting to DUI arrest vids.
I should have watched Ryan react to the NBA arrest. Got some big names in there.
Terry Rozier was in Orlando.
I know.
When it happened.
I just sent you a clip. Somebody put like his like some of his highlights, and they're like, yeah, I could see this guy screwing up to like
this is the Terry Rozier thing is, and I know nobody cares about it, but the Terry Rozier thing has been in the works for a while. And there were allegations about that, I think last year at some point. And when you start seeing clips like that, you're like, holy shit, he was throwing games. He was like 100, but you can just tell. Scary Terry. The crazy thing is, it's these guys who, I mean, Terry Rozier's made like $120 million in the NBA in his life. Like, you know, it's nuts. You know, I can see, and we've had scandals before, like in college basketball, where, you know, these these guys who don't have money, right, who haven't made it to the NBA yet, and they get suckered into doing something for this organized group to kind of fix games and point fixing and stuff. And it's like, I can see how somebody who kind of came from nothing and all of a sudden gets an opportunity to get some money. I can understand how that shit happens. It's tough for me to understand how. I mean, I don't have $120 million. So maybe when I have $120 million, I'm like, holy fuck, I want $1 billion.
just
You know,
bored.
I don't know.
It's the thrill of not getting caught. The Chauncey, all right, we won't spend time. Chauncey Billups with the underground poker ring with like mafia people. That is insane.
They had like fixed shufflers and shit.
Holy crap, dude. Chauncey Billups?
And those are separate things, but at least
Yeah.
that is not NBA gambling associated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
if you
That
had a
was just like
coach,
gambling
if you did have a
ring that
coach who
wasn't
was
in
involved in
Vegas.
that right now, that would be really bad. Dr. Daisuke 450. Ryan, you need a bit more woo-saw in your life. I do. You know,
Was that the Trump pork chop?
it'll come. Jacob Twig for 5. Supergirl and Clayface should get canceled and call them a tax write-off. Should Batgirl it?
You never know.
Christian Rocker for 199. Paramount should buy, then rent out IPs.
I think all that's on the table.
I think everything is potentially on the table. But I do think it's much more likely and much more simple that Paramount just buys it. I mean, Paramount's made so many bids. They obviously fucking want it. And David Zaslav knows they want it and they can get a premium for it. So 80% cash offer is crazy though.
To say no, yeah.
Fireflies for 5. Longtime lurker here. Have you seen the new Telltale game Dispatch? Your thoughts on games like that? I have not seen the new Telltale game Dispatch. Overall, I think that Telltale games have their place and they can be fun. And, for every game where you just really want to focus on mechanics and all this stuff, it's fun every once in a while to just kind of go through a story. You know what I mean? And like take part in a story like that, which is what most of those like Telltale games are about. Especially if it's something you're interested in, whether it's Batman or whatever. Chris Reed. And thank you, Fireflies. Thanks for lurking all this time. Chris Reed, Disney Star Wars is a joke. They want to keep making movies that take place after shitty sequels. Just let them do it. We all know how that's gonna go. Tobias Ryan.
What the free? No. After all this time.
Tobias Hayden yesterday. Y'all forgot about me?
Tobias Hayden? That's a new one on me, man. That's a
great Photoshop. It's almost hard to tell it's not real. Victor Chavez for 5. All this talk of gambling on your own games. Pete Rose is still a Hall of Famer. I don't fucking care what anybody says about that. Man only bet on his team to win. I agree, and it's sad that he'll only be a Hall of Famer in all likelihood after he's dead, but it's how these fucking old sports writers and these kind of gatekeepers of those sports are, you know what I mean? Sad reality for old Pete Rose. I want to make sure we don't have anything. We're good over on Rumble. Shout out to the people that watch us every day over on Rumble. We appreciate it.
Never know what you're going to get.
Jay, did you know that I was on this show yesterday?
No. They brought you in on a Wednesday?
I brought myself in.
Oh.
I brought myself in because I was hearing some talk about Stranger Things, and I got so fucking mad that I just had to pop in and yell for about 10 minutes. Sometimes you just need that release, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Create Channel says Wednesday never had a better show. So we yelled about it we yelled about Stranger Things and everything for like 10 minutes. Because I said I think that Stranger Things, regardless of whether people like it or not, I think it's going to be one of the biggest things Netflix has ever seen. And I think everyone who's like, it's been too long and the kids are looking, I really don't think it's going to matter that much in the grand scheme of things. I think so many people are going to watch that shit.
I do want to show you something that I think will make you happy. Different creatives you love will reveal that they're working on now canceled Star Wars projects every day until Bob Iger kills himself. See, I knew that would look at Ryan's face.
I mean, it's funny.
It's a parody account from.
Yeah, Discussing Fish is a pretty funny parody account, honestly.
I knew that would make you laugh.
I never get tricked though. I never get tricked by Discussing
all you gotta do
Fish.
Is hover over and be like, yeah, only 13,000. Yeah.
Well, I never get tricked by Discussing Fish because they don't have me blocked, unlike Discussing Film,
yeah, same.
who has me blocked.
Same.
Which the only annoying part of that is that, like the only annoying part of that is that I can't bookmark stuff from them. That's the only thing that annoys me about it.
Well, you know what? We're going to change that culture here at Geeks and Gamers. So make sure you follow the Geeks and Gamers Twitter account or X account and go to the website for all the we're popping out articles quicker than a lot of stuff.
Than a lot of stuff, huh?
Yeah. I don't know where I was going, but I was going somewhere.
Popping out babies quicker than a lot of stuff. Or popping out, what did I say?
Babies?
Popping out stories. I was trying to I was about to try to make like a fucking Mormon joke, but it didn't work because I spoiled it up front. That's all right. Brain Rot Fest. Jay, don't let Beardo punk out on the 4 p.m. Friday stream. Beardo fat Friday afternoon tights.
First of all, I told him, I said, I already do a Friday show on the Monday Hangover. And I was like, if you really want to do one, then we could do it on my channel. And he's like, after he said multiple times he would never do it, it would Minecraft his channel. Everyone would hate him worse. And I'm like, no one's going to care. I was like, do it on my channel. I don't care. Y'all want to do a Friday show during Friday Night Tykes? I was like, whatever. I'm sure there are 15,000 people watching. Isn't going to put a dent of the 150 that might port over to watch us on our channel. I'm sure that's really going to cause a lot of grief and pain for everyone on FNT. So then all of a sudden he's like, well, if Jay's going to do it, I'm going to do my own. I'm like, then go do it.
Yeah, I've got a couple super chats. I don't know if it's like a real thing or not. But yeah.
That's all it was. They were like, do your own Friday night show, Beardo. And he's like, I would never do that. That would ruin my channel. And then I was like, I'll just do it. I'll do a Friday night show then. You could be a guest. And then when he realized that, he goes, well, no, maybe we'll do it on my channel. I was like, bro, then just do it. What do you need my approval for? People stream over everybody all the time.
Jeremy streams over me every time I'm fucking live at this
Ryan
point.
had like a perfect setup where no one was streaming over him. And then everybody was like, wow, look at all the viewers he got. Let's just stream at the exact same time.
It does like, because I have been doing that Sunday.
Yeah.
That Sunday kind of.
I've known you. It's been a minute.
Yeah. Like since I started my channel, I have been doing that Sunday kind of like early evening stream since the inception of this channel. Like that's what I was doing to like get monetized and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it used to be perfect, but yeah, now everyone streams on Sunday. It just is what it is, you know. Fucking Gary does his ancient civilization and alien stuff, Forbidden Frontier. He does that on Sunday nights. He decided, you know what, Ryan, I like him. He's like a son to me, but I'm gonna fuck his channel in the dirt by going live, around the same time. And obviously, we're talking about completely different things. But yeah, a lot of people stream Sundays now, which it is what it is.
I kind of like my 8 a.m. show. Like no one gets up that early. So far, I stream alone.
What was I gonna say? You ever watch that show, Jay? The Forbidden Frontier stuff?
Gary's live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
What do you think about that? What do you think about
I'm the wrong person to ask, man, because I don't. Unless I see it, it's hard to. I don't know. Some of its stuff is very. There's a lot of stuff out there that can't be explained. So I just, for my brain, it's hard. Like I try not to think about it. I can only control what I can control, and if I can't control that, I need all the space I can get in my brain to think about it. That's like when I was asked to go to the insane asylum to go haunted, like to see if there was ghosts and people and stuff walking around. I told the people involved, I said, I am the wrong person to take because I don't believe in that stuff. So I don't think there's like ghosts walking around, and I don't have any fear of it. So like there was certain parts in the middle of the night, like at 3 a.m., I'm wandering around Penhurst Insane Asylum in their underground tunnels with the only light is the flashlight from my phone. I get lost, of course. I end up finding the rest of the ghost hunters, and they freaked out because of where I was. They were like, "You went down there. That's the most evil part. Did you see it here?" And I was like, "Nah, not really. I was just trying to find my way back." So,
Yeah, I don't think ghosts are a real thing. I do think that there's like evil demonic spirits and shit like that. But
that is different. Yeah.
yeah, like I don't think ghosts are real. I don't think that some dumb bitch died in a place and has been haunting it for years. That's not the stuff I believe in. However, I do believe that those type of like that type of fucking energy and like these demonic elements and stuff. I do think that those can manifest different fears and things in people. You know, so maybe there is a connection between some of those things.
Like I ain't playing with no Ouija board ever.
No. Don't
I don't do that
invite
stuff.
that into your life.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, it says Weasel says I was a ghost once.
But
I got better. She turned me into a newt. It's been a long time since I watched Monty Python. A long time. All right. Where were we? Tobias. With all these doppelgangers, I think we may be rubbing up against an alternate universe again. Wonder who else is crossing over till they separate. The multiverse. It's the Tobias multiverse. Aaron Stone with a $3 super sticker. Thank you, Aaron. Discussing figs for $5.
I love that account.
Kennedy to produce a new Star Wars inspired failure. Rob Cortez for $1.99. FNT is just a nooner with guest at this point. LOL. It starts at 4 in the afternoon. But you never know. There might be people.
A lot of people watch that show.
There might be people all around the world. I mean, there could be people in Europe. They like the fact that it's on before they go to sleep. There could be people in the Middle East watching. We got a lot of Middle East viewers. I'm telling you, Jay.
I believe it.
Madney for 2. Are aliens real? If so, why do they probe people? Yeah, that's something I have a tough time buying into.
Same. I don't know.
I have a tough time buying into the alien shit. Like, you telling me that this super hyper advanced fucking species, and whether they're like interdimensional or whether they're like a futuristic human, whatever they are, you're telling me that they have all this this technology that we cannot even comprehend. And they're just coming here to shove shit up dudes' butts and leave? Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Are all aliens gay? Is that what it is? I don't know. Kill a couple fucking cows, leave them in the field, and probe dudes' assholes and bounce. I don't know, man. Tobias, I'd stream with you, Jay, but your 8 a.m. is my 5 a.m.
Thank you.
Rap Beat Central. Beardo's wrong. It wouldn't hurt his channel. Might even earn some respect and take the heat off his chicken legs. Friday afternoon testosterone. Yeah, I don't know if I'm that fucking name, dude. Like, I don't know about that one.
When he found out I possibly could make $5, he immediately was like, well, we'll do it on my channel instead. I'm like, man, you don't tell me what. I was like, what do you mean? Like, do what I want.
Cole Hauser for 2. Yeah, Ryan. What about Starscream's ghost? He's real.
He's not a ghost anymore.
He come back to life?
He did. And then he got blasted out into space and was never heard from again.
I don't know about any of that shit. Ryan Charlton for 2. Love Gary, but only watch RK Outpost on Sundays.
Hey.
Thank you, Ryan. No, it's good. And like, obviously, I'm talking about entertainment space, and he's talking about like
the
lost city of Atlantis and Egyptian pyramids and all that. It is obviously very different programming. So I'm just giving Gary a hard time. We all have busy schedules, and we all just got to stream when we can stream. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pee Pee Poo Poo Man for $1.
That's got to be Krista.
Chupacubre. Not a chupacabra, Chupacubre. For 10. All real. Ghosts, werewolves, aliens. They're just spirits like you are talking about taking form. This is why media is so important. Explained well in a book called He Came to Set the Captives Free. Two Penny Puppet 5. FBI arrested 34 this morning for illegal gambling. NBA rocked as multiple players and coaches in custody. Mafia involved. I do think that there's different elements. There are a couple different things that are happening. Some of it is associated with some like Colombian mafia or some shit and like rigged poker games. And then I think there's other things involving like actually rigging NBA games. And yeah, I'm going to have to dig into it at some point after this. Cole Hauser for 2. I found Jay on Saturdays and Ryan on Sundays.
Hey, that's right. I used to do a Saturday stream.
There you go. All right, Jay, we got to get into this. We've been fucking babbling. I told you I was going to keep this to a tight hour, and I've already probably broken that promise. But we got to talk about the stuff going on with Disney Star Wars over the past few days, because the Ben Solo scrapped movie that made headlines, but Adam Driver came out and said, we'd actually like put together this pitch, and Kathleen Kennedy loved it. Dave Filoni loved it. We brought it to Bob Iger, and he said, no, this has created this kind of cataclysm of reports and things like that are coming out about more things that never really made the rounds at Disney Star Wars. And so many people saying, why didn't you let this happen? How dare you not push this movie and bring another person back from the dead and have death mean nothing in your fucking franchise anymore? How dare you not greenlight this, Bob Iger? The amount of Kathleen Kennedy apologies that I have seen over the last, I don't know how many days, these people saying you deserve, she deserves an apology from you. Kathleen Kennedy's not the reason why Disney Star Wars is garbage. It's because Bob Iger didn't greenlight more massive failures. That's why. And now, Jay, the floodgates are open, and everybody knows because Star Wars trending that they're getting stories out there. Rian Johnson wants to return to Star Wars, claims it would be the most wonderful thing in the world. Maybe for YouTubers. Maybe for YouTubers that's the case. You got Oscar Isaac putting out comments about working with John Boyega. How do you like these comments that are phrased, Jay?
Yeah.
As the two lead ethnics,
yeah,
we just kind of clung to each other and we're excited for each other.
Sounds pretty gay.
I think you feel that love between these two characters. Bro, what if I was like, me and my fellow white, we stuck together because we were comfortable with each other. But that goes well. The two lead ethnics, if I called them that, imagine a scenario, Jay, where I sit here and be like, those two ethnics in that dog shit Star Wars movie. You don't think that'd be clipped?
Oh, yeah. And then I'd be like, wait, C-3PO?
And now, in addition to this Steven Soderbergh, Adam Driver movie that never happened, apparently now David Fincher was supposed to be involved in a Star Wars movie that never got off the ground. David Fincher, Seven and Zodiac, was in talks to direct a Star Wars movie set after Rise of Skywalker. The film would have followed a character from the sequel trilogy, unclear who. Concerns over budget and final cut halted development. And everyone's like, I can't believe they're shutting down all these projects. Look, Disney Star Wars is in shambles. They ruined it. They fucking destroyed it. Of course they have to be worried about budgets. Of course they have to be worried about all the money they might lose on this shit. And this post Rise of Skywalker era, they've got a couple projects that are they're trying to get off the ground. And it's made a lot of people bringing up all these things that have been canceled over the years. Steven Soderbergh's Hunt for Ben Solo, Guillermo del Toro's Jabba the Hutt film, Rian Johnson's trilogy, Benioff and Weiss trilogy, The Acolyte canceled after one season, Rangers of the New Republic, Untitled Star Wars produced by Kevin Feige, Untitled Star Wars by J.D. Dillard and Matt Owens. And there's also other things that have evolved over this. Now we're finding about this David Fincher one that didn't happen. And you've got all these ones that are still delayed. The Lando movie, Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron, Taika Waititi's Star Wars movies, which are basically on life support anyway. Those things aren't fucking happening. And now everyone's like trying to shift blame from Kathleen Kennedy to Bob Iger. It's not a one-person thing. And I've said this about Kathleen Kennedy for years. It's everybody at Lucasfilm that's the fucking problem.
Oh, yeah.
It's everybody at Disney that's the fucking problem. But it's so funny now that because Disney's shutting, after Disney Star Wars destroyed themselves, that now Bob Iger's the enemy for shutting down some projects that would have lost them money.
I just find it crazy, like how, but I guess after we spoke this morning about the algorithm and stuff, I mean, look, we even got this morning, which I find very bizarre. Leslie Headland on why she used Kylo Ren's theme. I didn't know he had a theme, just for whatever it was worth. And she's just like, it's there on purpose, but I can't tell you why. And I can't go into what it is, but you shall see. So now it's like, what are we? Are they going to give you another series?
Well, I want to be clear. Can you scroll down on this quote? Because I believe it's from 2024. Yeah, that's from July of 2024.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. Why is that in my algorithm? Well, then we have this here.
So it's in your algorithm because when people were talking about the Ben Solo canceled thing, people started bringing that up and wondering, hey, were they ever planning to tie this in some way?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
You know when this all started? It all started when Lawrence Fishburne was asked. Wait, let me check the date on that. Yeah, it was all started when Lawrence Fishburne was asked if he would potentially being cast in a Star Wars project, and he just said, no, I'm good. After that, we started to see a plethora of Star Wars news come down the pipe. Plethora. Tons of it. It's all because of Lawrence Fishburne. I'm telling you, man. He's like, I don't want nothing to do with it. I don't want anything to do with Star Wars.
He's like, good. Dog shit Witcher season 4, I'm there. Star Wars, that's a bit too far.
I'm glad Ryan's going to keep me grounded on like old stories.
Well, you know, Jay.
It literally came like, I was like, it literally popped up. Oh, well.
Yeah. Again, people were talking about that and thinking, well, whatever, could that have been some tie into what we would have found out in this movie? And people were like, this is why we needed to see the act. That's why it got spoken about again, in my opinion.
Oh, I see now. Yeah, people are commenting on it. So it popped. Yeah, okay.
It's just funny because now you have people that
Apologies.
are, you know, like right here. This is because someone noticed that after all this Ben Solo stuff was out there, Star Wars official YouTube channel posted a Ben Solo clip, right? Rey and Kylo Ren versus Palpatine. And people are like, oh my gosh, what does this mean? It means that name is trending. And they were like, hey, let's just put this out. This is starting to feel like a marketing ploy to gauge interest in more sequel content. If they straight up announced this movie, there'd be so much negative discourse. But if the fandom came together to champion this project with Driver, people would be so much more receptive. Either way, I'm sad for the hunt for Ben Solo. I think it's okay to not greenlight every dog shit idea that comes through. And I think even though people are Adam Driver's the best part about the sequel, his character fucking died. His character died. So do we want to destroy? I went on a rant a fucking couple days ago. Yes, we have now seen 1 million people come back to life in Star Wars, and it means nothing anymore. I wish they would stop doing that. And that was the thing. The Disney execs were like, we just don't see how you would justify that Ben Solo's alive. Now, these are the same people that just greenlit somehow Palpatine returned, right? And all these other people that die and never fucking die somehow in all these dog shit Disney Star Wars projects. But maybe that is part of the problem, and maybe we should stop greenlighting so many of those things. The truth is, once you prove that you have failed, once you have proved that this is not just I stamp Star Wars on it and it can make money, they have to be a little bit more restrictive about what they can greenlight and what they can't. Even if you got Soderbergh, even if you got Fincher, all this stuff. But it's weird how so much Star Wars stuff is coming out right now. And so many people are trying to somehow say that Kathleen Kennedy's never been a problem. That is funny.
Yep.
That is funny. Tobias for $5. There probably are aliens, but I can't read this. Oh, but if they ever visited Earth, they probably quarantined us and told everyone to stay at least 100 light years away. That's what I would do. You come down and you just got some fucking transgender freak screaming about something. Not a developed world yet. American Man for $2. It's Fallout Day, so fingers crossed on a New Vegas remaster. That'd be cool. Udite for $5. Me and my fellow whites, we stuck together. Isn't that how you made friends with Jeremy? Pretty much. Christopher White, the AstroTurf Kathleen Kennedy blame shifting campaign seems to be in full effect. Complete BS. Iger wouldn't give two fucks about Clone Wars. Yeah, there's a story out there that like they had to beg to do Clone Wars season 7 or something, which was garbage, by the way. Discussing figs for $5. Source: popular music artist Lizzo tapped for race swap role of an iceberg in the upcoming Titanic 2: Revenge of the Sunken 3-part epic.
I'll watch it.
Revenge of the Sunken. Lizzo as an iceberg. We're getting to that point where, fuck, man, we might as well.
It'll be AI can do it.
We might as well. All right. Jay, I think we're caught up, man.
Good.
Got anything going on today? Got any big plans for your life?
Probably be a Halloween Horror Night stream later. Depending on the weather. But the weather seems to be really nice, so could be the last one of the season.
Unless you go the day before Thanksgiving or day before Halloween.
Yeah, next week's going to be kind of
A
interesting.
little packed, yeah, busy.
Yeah, we'll see. But
I hear you.
we'll see how this goes. It's going to the tickets, fast passes, all of them have all been sold out for tonight.
Oh.
So it is there was some people that were supposed to, there were some G&G fans that are in town that was supposed to go to Horror Nights, and they wanted to know if we were live, they'd come say hi. And they sent me a message that they couldn't even get tickets. It's all sold out. So it's going to be crowded. It's going to be crowded.
And at least, it's only going to get so crowded. They've stopped selling tickets because they're
that's true.
That
might
they're
be
not
the crowd.
selling more and making it worse.
Correct. So we'll see. I'm glad we were able to get through all the houses.
Jesus Davila for $5. Lived in an apartment where the previous tenants played the Ouija board. I rate the Ouija board 0 out of 10 stars. Causes lack of sleep and paranoia. Yeah, I ain't going to fuck around with that.
Yeah.
Kevin Essenberg for $1.99. I believe Beardo. Who are these figs? I get a real profile picture. Thanks, Kevin. That, I believe. Wait, I thought I read this. I guess I missed this from Ronan. I had it pulled up and I meant to read it on Rumble, but I guess I forgot. I never catch Wednesday shows. Now I got to see the replay. Ryan, do you ever rage so hard your face turns red like a tomato? My face does get fairly red. It's that fucking Irish blood that I've got. So sometimes it's because I'm angry. Sometimes it's because I'm drinking. Sometimes it's because I went out in the sun for like 5 seconds the day before. My face does get fairly red. My cheeks can get kind of red. So, one of those white race weaknesses. We got so many other things going for us. So, but that's it. Catch Jay at Halloween Horror Nights. Whenever that is today. I don't know what I'm gonna fucking do after this, but yeah. I'm gonna go on, try to have a great day today, Jay. What about that?
I think so. I think you do.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for hanging with us. We'll be back tomorrow. Because I'm doing this stream almost every weekday from now until the end of my life. So we'll be back on Friday, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you later. Bye, everybody.